So I watched this earlier on stream, but I wanted to sort of watch it again with you guys and then give my thoughts after, because there's some pretty funny glaring games that weren't submitted, if you will. So let's go to watch. This is the EVO Online trailer. Finally announced. You know, in their classic fashion. They even have the mango hair flip there. So anyone watching this is like, oh, Melee? Smash at least? So they're gonna spread it across 5 weekends. So it's like the Olympics now. Probably to lower the load a little bit. Here's the official lineup. Unist, Tekken 7. Or, I'm sorry, Honor Night in Birth, Tekken 7, Soul Calibur 6, Grand Blue, Samurai Showdown, Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and the Tournament of Champions, which is probably the throwback where they bring back the old school people to play the old games. You'll notice what's missing here: Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's pretty wild that the game with the most entrants last year is not in EVO's next tournament. You know, there's gonna be a lot of viewership, online or not. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Killer Instinct is gonna be featured. This one is the most interesting. Thumbs Fighting Herds. This is actually an indie game it was originally going to be the fighting game for My Little Pony. They were going to have a fighting game, but I think that they created this one instead, featuring playable ponies or animals that you can fight against one another. And it's a serious title here that's going to be featured there. And I'll tell you one thing: I've never played it, but I guarantee you it has a better netcode than Smash does. Of course, Skullgirls. There's something so poetic about Skullgirls having a spot in EVO and Smash not having it, you know? Because see you online. Because remember when Melee got into EVO, we had to beat out Skullgirls in the breast cancer awareness drive to get in. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, here's once again, I'll scroll back to this one. The biggest part that I want you guys to notice is that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is not featured in this tournament. Earlier, I made a video referencing why Ultimate was probably going to be a disaster from a PR standpoint for Nintendo. And now, with this, it kind of confirmed my thoughts. I'm not too surprised that it happened, but here's the main question, guys. Here's the glaring question. Where did the buck stop? Or in other words, who made the final call for Ultimate, which was, again, EVO's most entered game last year, and probably was going to be this year again? Who made the final call to not have Ultimate in the EVO Online section? Sure, the game's not perfect from an online standpoint, but even locals get hundreds of entrants. Even the box, my tournament, got 8,196 entrants. Pound Online, from an entrance standpoint, massive successes. From a gameplay standpoint, maybe not so much, obviously, but the viewers were there. The players were there. So the question is, did EVO watch the box? Did EVO watch Pound Online in the Quarantine series and see all the issues that Online Smash had and decided themselves to not have it there, knowing that it was going to be a bad look on EVO? Or did Nintendo contact EVO and quietly say, maybe we shouldn't put it on? Let's hold off on this one, so that they wouldn't look bad. Because remember, recently, one of Nintendo's official representatives said that Nintendo was going to release an update to make an online better experience. It was from a side interview. I forget what the name was. I'll probably link it in the description. But they recently mentioned that they wanted to improve online capabilities. So that being said, and then this announcement happening just yesterday, kind of makes me wonder what really happened here. It's just hard to think about, because not having Smash here, that's going to lower their entrance down by at least a fourth or a third, at least a fourth, and their viewership probably also a fourth down, because a lot of people just watch EVO for Smash. Obviously, I'm still gonna watch it because I still have a lot of interest in here. But I think they all sat around and they all realized, look, if we have a tournament happen here and we're in grand finals and it's two laggy Sonics from Japan and Mexico and the game disconnects or whatever, I think if they have a similar viewership to whenever they host EVO, which honestly the viewership might even be higher for this tournament because everyone's at home. If they have similar viewership of 250,000 people watching, if 250,000 people witness a gaffe like that, an online error or lag, people are not going to want to buy the game, right? More than anything, this tournament, EVO, the Super Bowl of all fighting games, it's advertisement. Honestly, I wasn't interested in some of these games until I watched them at EVO. I didn't even know what they were. I'm not huge into other fighting games. Obviously, I know the huge ones, but when Samurai Showdown was brought to EVO, that was my first time where I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. And it was pretty cool, because of the name it carries, because of how big of a brand EVO is. It brings new people to those communities. Hell, I know a lot of people tell me that they started playing Melee because they saw me at EVO 2016, or they started playing Smash 4 or Ultimate because they watched Zero or they watched MK Leo, because they have the hype and those storylines. Like, these competitions, these things that celebrate the best players in the world of these games are what brings in new people. Even think about basketball or football. How many expiring or current basketball players are there as a result of watching their idols play on TV when they were little? I'm sure Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, LeBron James, they had people they watched on TV when they were little. So it brings people into the scene and potentially creates new pros. So it's really important for most major fighting game titles to have their game featured at EVO. But, and there's a glaring but here, not to repeat myself, but I'll say it again. Kind of telling that the one time EVO has not had any Smash title featured in the roster in the past 8 years now, right? Because 2013 through 2018 we had Melee, and then we had Smash 4 and Ultimate there as well. Pretty interesting that the one time there's no Smash at all at EVO is EVO Online. If that's not telling enough to show you that it was clearly because they knew this tournament would not withstand an international guideline for having Wi-Fi or having online connections that weren't, laggy. If that's not telling that Nintendo or EVO didn't have faith in the awful netcode of this game, then I don't know what is. To me, when there's smoke, there's fire, and this is a smoking gun. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a joint decision to not have it. So, yeah. It's going to be a big event. People are going to enjoy it too. But the one last thing that I want you to think about before you finish watching this video is that not having Ultimate at EVO now causes a precedent. It's going to say for any other major organizations that need to have online tournaments, say a Combo Breaker, or one of these other huge events, the DreamHacks of the world, for them to not even have Ultimate there, when EVO took out Melee from their IRL lineup, other tournaments started following suit, like CEO. But when EVO takes something away from online, it makes me wonder, are other online tournaments that aren't from the Smash community also just going to not have Ultimate anymore? We were joking about banning Sonic, a week ago, and now the jokes might not be jokes anymore. The whole game itself might get banned for most lineups. So this is new waters. This is uncharted territory. And damn, I I really can't wait for this virus to pass, man. I really cannot wait for this this pandemic to be over, because games are just getting shafted. People got to be entertained. So yeah. Anyways, let me know what you think. In the comments below about Ultimate getting shafted, and let me know what you think. What will this cause for the future of the game? Are we not going to have any Nintendo sanctioned online events until this gets resolved? Or is this just a one-off because of EVO, right? Recently, Nintendo had sponsored Armada's birthday tournament, which was an online Ultimate tournament, and that went pretty okay. But maybe we're in a world where Nintendo will never endorse or allow their game to be put on any tournament that involves cross-continent connections. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Nintendo says, okay, if you want to have an online tournament, with you and your buddies in neighboring states, within the same zip code, go for it. But to have this, I think they knew what would happen, and they knew that they weren't prepared. So, yeah. First, no Melee at EVO last year, and now no Ultimate at EVO this year. One of the strangest timelines possible, and we're living in it. Let me know what you think in the comments.